Hello. I am Trina Boy, and I am back with another episode of this particular podcast. This particular podcast is called Business and Coffee Talk. As you can see today, I do not have my coffee, but I hope you have your coffee. And on today, we're actually going to talk about business grants for Black women. All right. So I'm Trina Boyd. I help women owned businesses to potentially secure their first $10,000 grant in their business. And I also help women in business make their first six figures in their business. And I also help nonprofits secure their first 50,000 in their nonprofit. And once again, today I'm actually going to be speaking about how you can secure grants if you are a woman owned business or a black owned business, woman owned business. So, we're going to talk about some grants that are out there for black women who are in business. I'm also going to touch on some grants for startup nonprofits that you can actually start applying for today as you are watching this video. So my particular channel is actually when we talk about um, grant funding, or I talk about business credit, and I also talk about government contracting, and I will be touching on some things that will help you scale your business as well. All right, so let's get into it. So, if you have your pen and paper ready, get ready to write down some grants that you can potentially apply for as a Black woman owned business and that you would qualify for as a Black woman owned business or just a business in or small business in general. The first one is particularly geared towards the small businesses, startups. So I do want to start with startup businesses. So if you're a startup, and then I'm going to talk about some grants. If you are already in business and you want to just scale that business, I'm going to talk about that as well. All right. So startup businesses, if you are a startup business, there is a grant out right now that does not even expire into September of this year, September 2024. So the grant that I'm speaking of is called the Legal Zoom Grant. So it's called the Legal Zoom Grant. So if you comment below Zoom, then I will actually send you the link. I'll post the link. I'm going to try to post the link to that particular grant on this video. So, but if you are a new business, just tell me in the comments the name of your business and what type of business that you have. So, a new business, definition of a new business is someone who has been in business 5 years or less. So, if you've been in business 5 years or less, then you would be considered a new startup business. All right. So, with that being said, comment that below in the comments and then let me know what type of business you have. So, if you are a startup business, you definitely should qualify and possibly apply for the Legal Zoom grant. That's the first grant. The Legal Zoom grant, I love the qualifications. All you have to be is you just have to be in business 3 months. That's it, 3 months. So that's amazing, right? All right, so make sure you write that down and comment Zoom. I'm also going to post that link, the Zoom, the actual link to Legal Zoom on this video. So that way you'll have that to actually apply for. All right, so that's the first startup grant. That particular grant is for $10,000. That is a lot of money for a startup. But because a lot of times I know when I initially started my business, I did not need 10,000, but if I had 10,000, that would have definitely helped me out a lot. All right, especially as if you are a service-based business. All right, so that's the first grant, LegalZoom, $10,000. You'll get the link to that one. It will be in this video. So the second startup grant is going to be for Black women. It's going to be Women in Power. So Women in Power actually have a grant for startups. So I understand a lot of times with businesses who are just starting, they may need, money. We just talked about LegalZoom giving away $10,000, which is a lot of money. But I know a lot of times it does not take that much money, especially if you are a service based business. A lot of service based businesses only need maybe a couple thousand of that depending on what type of business they have. They may need help with getting a website, stuff like that. So Women in Power grants range from $2,000 to $10,000 depending on, if you are already in business and you're looking to scale. But we also provide startup grants for Women in Power. So if you're a startup grant, we have grants for that. All right, starting at $2,000. The next grant that I'm going to talk to you, hopefully you all are taking notes. The next grant that I'm going to give you is going to be the Kitty Fund Mompreneur Grant. So the Kitty Mompreneur Grant is like a micro grant. A micro grant, just to kind of give you all a feel for what a micro grant is really not a lot of money. This particular grant is $1,000, which is pretty cool because they also give it, they're giving away 25 mompreneurs nationwide. They're giving away $1,000 to mompreneurs. The grant application is not that strenuous either. So that's another thing. But I love the fact that they're giving away 25 moms. You just have to be a mother. You have to be a CEO of a business, a president or business owner. You also have to be in the United States in order to qualify for this particular grant. And then because they're still trying to help startups and small businesses, your revenue has to be 5 million or less. You must have between 2 and 100 employees, and you also have to be in business a minimum of 1 year. All right, so that's that particular grant. I do want to say that I do offer one-on-one consultations if you ever need assistance with writing any of these grants that I'm going to be talking to you about. I have a link for that. I will be posting the links for the for-profit will be below, and then if you are a nonprofit and you need a one-on-one, because as you all probably know, I no longer offer the monthly classes, but I may offer webinars. Um, and then also, I'm writing a book. So get ready for all of that good information that you'll be able to have forever. All right. So the next grant I want to talk to you all about is going to be the Giving Joy grant. This is yet again for a startup. Like I said, if you are a startup business, a lot of times you don't need a lot of money. Their grants is from $250 to $500. It helps you fund your dreams. If you are a small business owner, you have to be at least 18 years old or older. Also, this is for starting a business, or if you need to expand your existent bis- existing business. You don't They actually say you don't have to have a business already to apply for this grant. So this is a good one for people who say, hey, I haven't even started nothing. I don't have my LLC. I don't have a website. I don't have a tax ID. I don't have anything. So this is good for you. If that's you, this you want to definitely apply for this grant. It also says that you can use this grant if you are a nonprofit or if you want to start a nonprofit. That's pretty cool, right? A lot of the grants I see, like for businesses, don't actually have that. They only have it's just for businesses. But this Giving Joy grant, if you are a new nonprofit or want to expand your nonprofit, you can apply for this grant. That's pretty cool, right? All right. So let's get it moving. Hopefully you all are taking notes because I am dropping these grants out for you so you can get this money for your business. So we went over a few of the startup grants. Now I want to get into a very popular startup grant for a nonprofit. So if you are a nonprofit, this one is excuse me. This one is a very popular um, grant that I always talk about. You may already know what the name of it is. So it's called the Walmart grant. Yes, the Walmart grant. So I'm mentioning this grant because they have a lot of changes that have went on with this Walmart grant. So I do want to kind of cover the changes that's going on. So the first change is that they changed, even if you are already in the system from last year, they were using a company called Cyber Grants to verify that you are a 501c3, right? That's the first change. They are no longer using cyber grants. They're actually using Deed. So Deed is the one who's verifying. Even if you're already verified, you got to re-verify again, which is a process. That's what we are learning when I'm teaching this. And then when others, when I tell them about the new system, they're having challenges, but they're actually able to get through and get signed up. The second change is that the grant cycle. So the grant cycle normally had usually begun on February of every year. Now it starts March the 1st. It is currently open. The amount is still up to $5,000. It start at 250 to 5,000. The cycles, if you're taking notes for if you're a nonprofit organization, is March the 1st through April the 15th, and then they close it down. Then they open it back up May the 1st through July 15th, and then they close it back down. Then they open it back up August the 1st through October the 15th, and then they close it down. Then they open it back up in November the 1st through December the 31st. Okay. Like I said, you can apply for this up to 25 times a year. And I also want to say that one of the ladies I was mentoring, she was really adamant about getting into the system because she was telling me, she was like, yeah, we get these grants all the time. We even got the $5,000 grant. So it's like she just get approved for all these Walmart grants. I don't know if a lot of people in her particular area know about this grant, but a lot of times, and the only time these grants go per store. So if she's the only one applying, they're just approving her grants. Like I said, she can apply and you can apply if you are a nonprofit up to 25 times per year. So make sure you are set up. If you need help getting set up in the Walmart system, getting set up to get approved, or even if you need help as getting your 501c3, right? Because you may not even have a 501c3. And like I tell people, if you are a new nonprofit, that's just something that you have to do in order to even qualify for 99% of the grants that you're going to see for nonprofits. You have to have that 501c3. So make sure you have that, get set up, have that foundation. If you need help, let me know. I have one on ones available. If you say, hey, I just want you to mentor me, I need your help. Um, Membership is available to you through Women in Power at a discounted rate. You get access to our 501c3 course. You get access to the grant writing course, all of that. And then you get live sessions every single month with me and other members over Zoom. So make sure if you are looking for longevity and you say, hey, I just want to be able to succeed in my business. I want to make my first 50,000 um, first 50,000 in grants for my nonprofit. If you are a for-profit business, you say, "Hey, I want to make my first 10,000, get my first $10,000 grant in my business." Then you definitely want to become a member or set up for a one-on-one with me. All right. So that's if you are a nonprofit. We just talked about that. All right, so that's for startup. So that was the only grant that I was going to go over for nonprofits. I will, if you want more nonprofit content for grants, comment that in the chat so that way I'll know, what you all are looking for because I know a lot about nonprofits as well. I know different websites, different resources that will help you and how you can get different discounts. Okay. All right. So moving forward, I have the next grant. Hopefully, y'all are taking notes. So the next grant I'm going to be talking about is going to be a She Connected by AT&T. So She Connected by AT&T. So you do not have to be you don't have to be a startup for this one, but I am going to go over this particular grant is for um, women. So if you are a woman owned business, female owned business, this is the grant for you. So I'm going to go over it. It is up to $20,000 for this particular grant through AT&T, and you get a year, a free year service through AT&T and T and a new device. Also, they have episodes on She's Connected. So just to be eligible, like I say, you just have to be the sole or majority owner of a female owned business with 50 or fewer employees. So that is actually open right now. Make sure you apply for that. It's super, super easy. One of the things I would suggest, and one of the tips that I'm going to give you when you're applying for grants, and I talk about this in my classes, just making sure that you are ready, making sure you are set up correctly. Okay. Making sure you are set up for your business, because a lot of times they're going to go to your website. They are going to, look at if you got a professional email address, all of these things, just making sure that you are ready to apply and making sure that you are legit, right? All right. So the next grant that we're going to do is going to be the Women's Founder Network grant. So I really, really like this grant, y'all. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they are doing some amazing work. This is for women founders again, right? We're talking about women businesses today. All right, so you just have to be a woman founder. Two categories though. So you have to be a tech or tech enabled business to business or business to customer and consumer or consumer packaged goods or non-tech businesses. So you can be a non-tech business, and this is one of the grants I think I want to apply for. The only difference between this one is that it's a pitch competition, which is the same thing. So one of the things that Women in Power is actually doing now, we are actually doing pitch competitions at our in-person events. So as you all may or may not know, that Women in Power is a national organization. God exploded Women in Power overnight, literally. So we are in right now, we're in 5 different locations, and we're going to be launching a chapter in Dallas, Texas. We're primarily headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are in Brooklyn, New York. We are in the DMV area. We are in Houston, Texas. So those are a few areas that where we are located. But I just want to let y'all know this particular grant called the Women Founders Network. They are doing a fast pitch competition. They're giving away $55,000, y'all. So a total of 100K to 10 finalists. So the first one that they're giving away is going to be for a tech company or a tech company that are relying on the development of technology to deliver the product or service. And then the second grant, if you win the pitch, is going to be to, if you have a product, sold to consumers or physical units or consumer focused media content, e-commerce sites. So, or this is a great thing I like about it, or services provided to customers or consumers. And the reason I say or, because I have seen a lot of, well, not a lot. I've seen very few actual venture capitals. They will not give money to. They will not give money to. Um, they won't give money to the service base. So the fact that they're giving money to service-based businesses, that's awesome. And then they have one last place, y'all, which is $5,000 to junior venture capital that is going to be selected over the vote. But they're looking for a couple things. So the benefits, if you win, you'll have a pitch coach, which is awesome. You'll also have a financial mentor. You'll have valuable connections, professional services, spark collective perks, alumni community, practice pitch events. So this is amazing. So you have to, so this is the eligibility. So if you say, hey, you want to apply, this is what you have to be able to do to apply. So you have to be, of course, a woman owned business. We talked about that, right? You also have to attend a in-person and participate in the annual fast pitch event in October. So October, and it's going to be at UCLA, y'all. That's amazing. So you must have no more than 750,000 in outside funding, including personal cash funds. So if you're a millionaire or if you work in corporate and you making $500,000, or I don't know how much corporate make nowadays, but corporate do make money. But I don't know, if you just have to make sure you don't have no more than 750,000 in cash. You also, your business have to be in the US. Also, pre-revenue plans are welcome. And then they cannot accept applications from life sciences, nonprofits. When we talked about like those organizations not accepting for profit or nonprofits, you can't be a nonprofit for this one, or cannabis. So if you win, right? They say, hey, you win. You have to come. You have to be responsible for your travel. But yeah, so that's that one, which I love that particular grant because of the pitch thing, and then they're giving away 25,000. Like I said, Women in Power. Make sure you are on the lookout for our in-person events. They have not been posted yet, but when they post, just remember, if we are near you, you need to show up, because guess what? We're going to be giving away money as well. We're going to be doing pitch competitions as well in the city. Okay. So make sure you register. And then one of the things I do want to say, for these networking events that we're going to be doing, we're going to have vendors. Women in Power will have, you can set up vendor space. And then I am going to make it free for people to come in and attend. Okay. All right, so that is all I have for you all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you are commenting, some information that you want to see as pertains to what you want to see on my channel. Like I said, I specialize in grants, for profits and nonprofits. I specialize in helping women reach their first six figures in business and being able to replace their current 9 to 5. I help nonprofits get their 501c3, receive their first year, however, whenever you have been in business or have your nonprofit, but receive $50,000 or more in funding, because nonprofits can receive millions of dollars. And I also help with government contracting and business credit. Okay. So make sure you all are subscribed. Make sure you let me know if y'all want to see anything on my channel. But thank y'all for watching, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day or your night.